Council of the United States of America. Today, this event is being broadcasted live by drtnepal.com, enepalese.com, and DC Nepal. My name is Sujita Basnet.
And my name is Varsha Mokhtan, Youth Coordinator of NRN-NCC of USA. And this morning, we will be your hosts for this inaugural event. By encompassing the motto, for Nepali, by Nepali, the Non-Resident Nepali Association, NRNA, was established with the purpose of uniting and binding the Nepali diaspora under one umbrella. On October 11, 2003, in the course of completing over a decade of its existence, NRNA has developed into a non-governmental global organization and a network of individuals with Nepali origin by successfully establishing national council coordinations in more than 70 countries to represent its interests, concerns, and commitments. The government of Nepal has given legal status to the Nepali diaspora by promulgating the Non-Residential Nepali Act 2064. Now, I would like to request everyone to please take a seat so we can move forward with our program. This event marks the opening session of the NRN-NCC of the United States of America's 3rd Annual General Meeting. This is a historic AGM following a tremendous success in the membership drive that tripled the number of new NRN members in the United States. This AGM is also amending bylaws to execute the objectives of the organization and to keep election promises by the current executive board. These bylaws will further create a clear and well-planned structure of NRN-NCC, allowing smooth operation procedure of the organization. Now, I would like to request everyone to please rise as we call on stage the Nepali School from the DC Metropolitan Region to please present Nepal's national anthem. Now I would like to request Ms. Prakriti Devja for the American National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous light o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in and gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Now I would like to request the Panchakanya to please come on stage to please welcome our guests to today's event. Please, Panchakanya, come on stage to welcome our guests. Now I would like to move forward with the program and to inaugurate and release the souvenir of the NRN-NCC of US. I would like to call on stage our chief guest, Deputy Assistant Secretary Atul Keshav, and Mr. Lok Tiwari, as well as Kavinder GC, the President of NRN.
Thank you very much to our beautiful Panchakanyas, as well as our chief guest, President NRN-NCC's President, Mr. Kavinder GC, and Lok Tiwari. Now on the stage, I would like to welcome Mr. Lok Tiwari for the welcome speech. Mr. Lok Tiwari is the Senior Vice President of NRN-NCC of USA. Mr. Tiwari is a settled and successful businessman from Maryland, and he has been actively involved in a lot of social work in different parts of USA and Nepal, in many American and Nepalese social organizations. Mr. Lok Tiwari for the welcome speech. Thank you.
Namaste. Good morning. First of all, I would really apologize for the delay. This program, anyway, now we start. Distinguished guest, Mr. Atul Keshav, Deputy Assistant Secretary, NRN-NCC USA, President Mr. Khagendra Chetri, NRN-ICC Patron, Advisors, RC, GRC, board members, Honorable Shekhar Narasimha, ladies and gentlemen, I am very delighted to welcome you to the third AGM hosted by NRN National Coordination Council. That may of you travel long distance sought to remind us all just how important that this AGM is. As you are aware, NRN-NCC of USA is committed in bringing all Nepalese diaspora together to become productive citizens of our adopted homeland while maintaining the rich and diverse tradition and culture of our motherland. With your support, NRN-NCC of USA is spearheading every effort to achieve this goal. While NRN-NCC of USA traveled through some ups and downs in the past, but this experience have made us stronger and more united. This AGM is historic in that NRN has achieved a significant milestone this year. For the first time in the history, we have over 10,000 members. This makes us the largest NRN organization in the world. Although this number may sound insufficient as it relates to the total number of the Nepalese diaspora lived in the USA. It sure gives us momentum to energy to expand our organization. We want to reach out every Nepalese diaspora who are frequently overlooked or bypassed. I therefore believe this third AGM is very important to explore those possibilities. Second, the third AGM is appropriately taking place in the beautiful city of Maryland during the pre-spring season. We have very exciting event organized for the next 2 days that promise existing levels for the whole attend them, either where you have many opportunity to interact and develop network, share ideas and experience so we can make our community even stronger. So take advantage of this raise gathering of the hundred of Nepalese diaspora, talk with one another and learn from one another. Third, let's remind once again in AGM that our dream slogan of once a Nepali, always a Nepali has not been realized due to the political uncertainties in Nepal. Therefore, we have to stay united to bring this dream into reality. Also, this AGM is also going to on some bylaws that may have far-reach impact for every member of organization itself. That's why your active participation is very much important. Finally, therefore, I hand over the forum to the MC of this event. I would like to thank many individuals to make this event success. Let me read some names, those really work day and night to come here to make this program success. From the our youth coordinator, Varsha Muktan, women coordinator, Uma Karki, sport coordinator, Naran Gurung, and our board of directors and local volunteers. I would really thank you all. In conclusion, I welcome you once again in the meeting. I hope you will enjoy the event and beautiful Maryland and Washington City. If we can be of any help to make you stay comfortable, please let us know. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Senior Vice President of NRN-NCC, Mr. Lok Tiwari. Now, let's move forward with the program. And before moving forward, I would like to please respectfully request all guest speakers to please be mindful of the time allotted for this event by keeping all greeting messages limited to 2 minutes or less. Now, I would like to welcome on stage Ms. Radha Paudel, board member, to please present a welcome poem.
Chairperson of NRN President Havindra Ji, all our guests, as well as our beloved audience. I'm honored to be here in front of you all with my welcome poem. The title of my poem, Arpan Shriyo Swagatam, one my Arpan Shriyo Swagatam. Yo उद्घाटन सत्रका हृदयका एउटै परिवारमा निम्ता हाम्रो सर्स साथ सजिलै कर्तव्य सम्झिएकामा हाम्रा शिष्ट विशिष्ट मान्य अतिथि हाम्रा स्वभाव नायक श्रद्धापूर्वक भावपूर्ण दिलले अर्पण छु यो स्वागत श्रद्धापूर्वक भावपूर्ण दिलले अर्पण छु यो स्वागत
मेरा आदरणीय मित्रहरूमा सम्पूर्ण आगन्तुक आफ्ना काम तमाम ख्याल नगरी पाल्नु हुने साधक यो चरको हिमपातका समयमा उत्साहका अञ्जली यो चरको हिमपातका समयमा उत्साहका अञ्जली बोक्ने भित्र र भन्ने गान सबमा अर्पण छु पुष्पाञ्जली बोक्ने भित्र र गन्ने गान सबमा अर्पण छु पुष्पाञ्जली नेपाली मनबीचमा रगतमा भेटिन्न नाता कतै नेपाली मनबीचमा रगतमा भेटिन्न नाता कतै हाम्रो पूर्वज वंशको झाकिलो छेकिन्न गाथा कतै हाम्रो मर्छ शरीर किन्तु मन यो मर्दैन विश्वास छ हाम्रो मर्छ शरीर किन्तु मन यो मर्दैन विश्वास छ यही विश्वास लिने समस्त मनमा मेरो नमस्कार छ यो विश्वास लिने समस्त मनमा मेरो नमस्कार छ तेस्रो राष्ट्रिय पर्वको मनभरि विश्वास बोकिकन तेस्रो राष्ट्रिय पर्वको मनभरि विश्वास बोकिकन भाषा भेष र संस्कृति विषयमा गर्दै नयाँ चिन्तन भाषा भेष र संस्कृति विषयमा गर्दै नयाँ चिन्तन आफ्नो आहत बिर्सिएर दिन हो बाँड्ने सधैँ राहत आफ्नो आहत बिर्सिएर दिन हो बाँड्ने सधैँ राहत श्रद्धापूर्वक भावपूर्ण दिलले अर्पण छु यो स्वागत श्रद्धापूर्वक भावपूर्ण दिलले अर्पण छु यो स्वागत हाम्रो चिन्तनमा तथा रगतमा सद्भावको तान छ हाम्रो चिन्तनमा तथा रगतमा सद्भावको तान छ हाम्रो श्वास प्रश्वासमा र मुटुमा नेपालकै नाम छ हाम्रो श्वास प्रश्वासमा र मुटुमा नेपालकै नाम छ यो सन्देश समस्त विश्वभरमा फैलाउने चाह छ यो सन्देश समस्त विश्वभरमा फैलाउने चाह छ जोडी हात सबकै साथ सबमा यो स्वागत जोडी हात सबकै साथ सबमा अर्पण छु यो स्वागत जोडी हात सबकै साथ सबमा अर्पण छु यो स्वागत
Thank you, Ms. Radha Paudil. Now I would like to invite our chief guest for this event, Mr. Atul Keshav, Honorable Deputy Assistant on the stage. Mr. Atul Keshav is the United States Foreign Service Officer for Virginia, currently serving as a Deputy Assistant Secretary of State for South Asia. Prior to his current assignment, Mr. Keshav was the United States Senior Official for Asia Pacific Economic Corporation, APEC. Mr. Keshav, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, namaste. Nice to see so many of you here. It's a fantastic foggy morning, but hopefully the rest of the day will get better. We'll have good weather and good auspicious blessings as we begin spring in such a wonderful gathering and a wonderful group. So it is an extremely great honor and privilege for me to address all of you today. I'm so glad to see so many of you here. And I wanted to convey to you the very respectful and warm greetings of Assistant Secretary of State Nisha Biswal and Ambassador Peter Bodie, who work every day on behalf of U.S.-Nepal relations to try to improve all of the aspects of U.S. foreign policy toward Nepal and to try to bring our two countries closer together. I also want to thank you for a very warm welcome, and I want to congratulate the organizers for doing a great job of bringing us all together here. So sincere thanks to them. It's a real honor for me to address a group group like yours that is so dedicated to strengthening Nepali-American relations. And your group has also supported Nepal's democratic progress and economic growth in many important ways. I always enjoy the opportunity to speak to groups like yours because you're very important to the work that we do as the U.S. government. Many of our goals between the U.S. government and your group overlap, like attracting international investment to Nepal, developing the human capital of Nepal, building on the great prosperity and success that has already taken place in ensuring the role of women in Nepalese society, ensuring women's entrepreneurship, curbing things like trafficking and other issues. So this kind of group is very important for contributing to the energy of the United States government, giving us good ideas, communicating with us about what's important to you, and we really appreciate it. And we appreciate the opportunity to be able to come and to address things such as this. Last year, I had the distinct pleasure of traveling to Nepal. And in fact, I've been to Nepal 3 times. I've had the privilege and fortune of seeing, with Sikhi Darshan, seeing Pashupatinath Temple, the Great Himalayas, Grand Dubar Square, Swayambhunath, Bodhanath, and so many other wonderful things. I still have to go see my friends Mustafa and told me I can come there. Nepal is a great country. Americans have an enormous amount of admiration for Nepal. And they have a lot of respect for its beauty, for the diversity of Nepal, for the energy of its citizens. And it's amazing to know that there are 300,000 people of Nepalese origin in the United States. And that this group represents the energy of those 300,000 people, including 15,000 students of Nepalese origin who are also here studying in America, learning, developing their skills, and hopefully one day will take those skills back to Nepal and inject energy and prosperity and new ideas and help Nepal and bring Nepal and the United States closer together. So I truly do congratulate you on the important work that you're doing in bringing our 2 countries, the United States and Nepal, closer together. I feel like when we look at the history of U.S. relations with Nepal, we as a government and people in the United States have always tried sincerely to try to be helpful and friendly to the people of Nepal. We have a long history of development assistance in Nepal, and as I mentioned earlier, many admirers of Nepal all across the United States, in the halls of government and elsewhere besides. Nepal has come a very long way in its national development. It has met its ambitious Millennium Development Goals for reducing the mortality rate of children under 5. And in just 7 years, it has drastically reduced the proportion of people living in extreme poverty. It's a major contributor to international security because Nepal is the 6th largest contributor of peacekeeping troops to United Nations operations worldwide. Nepal, through its principled leadership, is bringing stability to unstable places around the world. And we applaud the efforts of Nepal and of the Nepalese people in doing this. Now, Nepal's progress has been truly remarkable, but we do recognize that there's more that needs to be done. One of the most important opportunities and challenges facing the people of Nepal right now is the drafting of a constitution. And this is never an easy task. During our own constitutional negotiations in Philadelphia nearly 230 years ago, the disputes must have seemed endless. How much power each branch of government should have, how to determine proportional representation, how to choose judges, what to do about slavery, and so on and so forth. These were not easy issues for our founding fathers to resolve. But through free and open debate, and most importantly, the spirit of compromise, 13 different entities were able to unite as one country. Now, what our founders agreed on then was not a perfect product. They left some important problems unresolved, and later generations were obliged to solve them. And over the years, we have changed our constitution dozens of times. It has evolved along with the changing circumstances in American society. So while the United States has had several bumps along the way, our Constitution has stood the test of time and served as a model for democracies all around the world. So we really do support Nepal in its efforts to create a new and inclusive constitution, one that protects the fundamental rights of all Nepal's people and enjoys the widest possible support. Of course, there will be many very hard decisions that will need to be made, and those decisions can only be made by the people of Nepal. But I am optimistic that this process can lead to a constitution that ensures peace and security and stability, and consequentially security and a long-term foundation for growth and prosperity for all of the people of Nepal. In my opinion, Nepal definitely needs the growth. It is still facing some of the biggest development challenges in South Asia. And 2,000 people from Nepal leave the country every day to work abroad. In fact, so many people are working abroad that remittances now account for 30% of the GDP of Nepal. 70% of the Nepali population is under 35, and many of them still need the educational opportunities and the employment opportunities to ensure their own success in life. Meanwhile, as we look at the rest of South Asia, more and more of the economies are starting to exhibit the attributes of rapid economic growth. Globalization is shrinking distances across the entire region. And within South Asia, countries are starting to reach out toward each other to look at ways to connect themselves. The U.S. is working with governments all around South Asia to try to enhance economic connectivity so that people can live lives that achieve their full potential. One of the most important contributions Nepal has made to this vision is the hosting last year of the SAARC Summit, where Nepal accentuated connectivity and the essential role that connectivity plays in advancing prosperity throughout the region. Now, is South Asia the European Union? Is South Asia the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation? No, it's not. Is South Asia the North American Free Trade Agreement area? No, it's not. South Asia and the countries of South Asia still have a long way to go toward integrating all of their economies and ensuring prosperity for all of their citizens. But what I want to assure you is that we support and endorse the vision articulated by Nepal at its SAARC Summit that it hosted in Kathmandu last year. We believe in a Nepal that is integrated in the broader regional economy. We have a vision of a Nepal that can take full advantage of its very significant hydroelectric resources in a way that would allow it to ensure its own prosperity, fuel its own factories, ensure electricity for all of the people of Nepal, and export electricity to the many countries of the region that would benefit from it as well. And we applaud the efforts by Nepal and India, for instance, to start working on hydroelectric cooperation. We want to try to be as helpful as possible in encouraging more linkages between Nepal and the region, because we think that greater trade, greater connectivity will result in greater prosperity, will help strengthen and solidify democracy across the region. And as a government, as a people, the United States stand ready to be helpful in any way to the people of Nepal. As I said before, Nepal has come a very long way, but there's still a lot more work to be done. There are more schools, more hospitals, more roads that must be built. Regulations that inhibit trade and investment need to be looked at and examined carefully. And the entrepreneurial spirit of Nepal's people needs to be unleashed. Connectivity, we feel respectfully, is the key to that. And this is not going to be easy, but with the support of the people and government of the United States and the activism and energy of groups like yours, we believe it can be done. So I want to thank all of you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you, for laying out this vision respectfully of what the United States hopes to achieve with the people and government of Nepal. I want to congratulate you for this very warm and wonderful gathering. I wish you great success, And I really thank you again on behalf of the State Department for the energy that you bring to U.S. Nepal relations, and we look forward to working closely with all of you in the months and years to come. I wish you great success. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Deputy Assistant Secretary Atul Keshav. But before we let you go from the stage, sir, we would like to please honor you for your valuable time. Thank you so much for attending our NRN-NCC 3rd AGM, and we really appreciate your time. So in order to show our appreciation and gratitude, we would like to present to you an honor, and we would also like to relay this honor to His Excellency Ambassador Peter Baudet on behalf of NRN-NCC. So I would like to please call on stage our Senior Vice President, Mr. Look Wright, to please do the honors.
The honor says, Non-Residential Nepali National Coordination Council of USA, 21st March 2015, Washington, D.C. Part of NRN-NCC of USA Award is presented to His Excellency Ambassador Peter Baudet, whose vision to work collaboratively has made a positive impact and has left a lasting legacy in the NRN community in the United States of America.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, moving forward with the program, I would like to call on stage Honorable Jimmy Reed, Special Secretary of the Governor's Office of Minority Affairs. Mr. Jimmy Reed was appointed Special Secretary of the Governor's Office of Minority Affairs by Governor Larry Hogan. He began service to the state of Maryland in January 2015. Mr. Reed is the first ever Korean American to hold this position. He is responsible for policy and oversight of the state's minority business enterprise and small business reserve programs. Mr. Jimmy Reed.
Thank you so much. And, on behalf of Governor Larry Hogan, it's a tremendous privilege and honor for me to be here today. And let me also thank the leadership for facilitating this wonderful and worthy event. Governor Hogan is a strong proponent of minorities, minority businesses, and he truly understands the impact that we all make. I'm an immigrant myself. I came from South Korea. And I can honestly state, in Nepalese men and women, you have persevered despite hardship, struggle, to enrich this great nation in innumerable ways. So I thank you. Now, the department that I oversee is called Governor's Office of Minority Affairs. And you wonder what that's about. In Maryland, we have almost a majority minority state. If you have 35%, the population is African Americans, 6% Asians, approximately 9% Hispanics. If you add to that woman, we truly have majority. And so it's a very unique state. Annually, we give out approximately $8 billion in contracts. And of that, our goal is to give out approximately 30% to minority-owned businesses. That's about $2.5 billion. And it either creates or maintains approximately 37,000 jobs. So it's an important area that I oversee. And Larry Hogan's commitment to minority community and minority-owned businesses is second to none. And as with any organization, organization is merely an extended shadow of its leader. And my department certainly will reflect that. So my commitment to all the minority businesses is second to none as well. But let me speak from the perspective of business. The Deputy Assistant Secretary has done such a great job. He covered a lot of things that I wanted to cover. So he's a top active farmer. So I need to sort of dish what I was going to say and just say extemporaneously concerning certain business issues that you also face living in America. Now, this is a great time to be in business or be an entrepreneur in the US. Technology, globalization, and many other things. I think there's a larger picture that you really have to understand so that you understand the place that you have in the larger context. The first is, the world is crowded. There are 6 billion people living on the planet right now. In the US, about 300 million. In Nepal, 35 million, and so on. Put together, that's 25% of the population. Now, when USSR collapsed in 1991, a whole bunch of people from that side of the wall joined the main economic stream on this side. 1.3 billion people, sometimes at wages 90% or lower, putting tremendous pressure on wage. And then we're not even talking about BRIC nations, Brazil, Russia, India, and China. Just the entry of India and China, the countries that surround you, okay? Their entry into the main economic stream means global labor force expansion of 70%. Sometimes at wages 900% or lower. No wonder jobs are scarce. But that's not the way to look at it, because labor force does not just produce, they also consume. So you have a much larger consumer base around. 2, world is smaller. Because of technology, we can defy certain constraints of time and space. You can now click your mouse and communicate or conduct business all over the world. Now, someone said, never before in the history of the planet, but we have so many people with the ability on their own to find so much information on so many things and so many people. How true that is. If you have a web page, even though you are landlocked, you are now instantly and globally relevant. Now, technology also makes you efficient. You can streamline certain business processes from office to production to distribution and so on. You can do things faster and cheaper. That makes you much more competitive. But not just you, your competitors as well. This is the reason why competition is intense out there. And just as Himalayan snow melts and flows down to the lowest ground, just as water sinks to the lowest ground, the smart purchasing money always seeks the cheapest price. And this is the reason why we have intense price competition out there. Is it bad for you, the business people? Not really. Because if you're the most efficient player, if you're the best player in your sector, in your niche market, because of the connectivity, someone, a buyer somewhere will find you. Lastly, the world is changing. Within the context of business, globalization means simply this. Information, technology, access to capital have all been democratized, meaning they're accessible to anyone. If you can Google, if you're in China, you can Baidu, you can access this, and you can compete globally. You look back, Henry Ford, assembly line, massive labor force, producing cars cheaper and quicker. Back then, that transformed the economy, and it turned the automobile, which was once a rich man's toy, into transport for the masses. So it benefited everybody. Today, smart entrepreneurs like yourselves are doing the same thing to services, what Henry Ford did to production, and creating this thing called on-demand economy. What they're doing is essentially, they're combining technology and freelance workers to deliver certain luxury goods that were once reserved for the wealthy. I don't know how many of you have heard a company called Uber. Uber is a company that provides what? Chauffeur. There are other companies such as Lyft, Sidecar, they do the same thing. Washer, they come and wash your clothes in your house. Handy, they come clean your house. Spoon Rocket, they deliver restaurant quality meals to your doorsteps. If you're not feeling well, try Medicax. A doctor will knock on the door within 2 hours, and so on and so on. This on-demand economy is growing quickly, and it is called on-demand because you only use it when you need it. Uber drivers, they don't get paid unless they drive. So why is it so unique? Because it's all about hyper-specialization of services, but more importantly, it's all about tapping into underutilized resources in our society. I don't know whether you have heard of a company called Airbnb. I use it all the time. If you have a spare bedrooms, they convert them into hotel rooms. So next time you go to Nepal, perhaps try Airbnb. It's cheaper than hotel. And this on-demand economy is exploding. The economy that Henry Ford helped create, the big firms, big unions, well, they're going away.